Dog, ever do a conspiracy podcast? No. That would not interest me. Because I've said it a million times. I mean, it'd be fun to talk about, sure, but it's not worth it. I'm interested in people knowing their own soul, like knowing... I'd rather talk about that than these people, they do drugs, they drink blood, and... Think about it, man, that's why all these people, I mean, the lizards, they can turn invisible. Like you see someone like old Dave that talks about the lizards. Never anything about a soul or God or spirituality, never anything like that. Only the lizards. Oh, the topic for today? The lizards. What about living like a good life, strengthening my soul, fortifying it against being debased? The lizards. I want to sort of live a pure life. I want to die sort of clean on the soul. The Matrix will catch you. Is there any way that I can purify my soul so I don't have to worry about that? Saturn's hexagon will tear your soul apart. I'm like, well, what can we do about it here? The lizards will stop your efforts. I'm like, what about after I die? Saturn will control your soul. I'm like, well, what can I do here? The lizards will thwart your efforts. I'm like, well, what about if I'm gonna die? The moon will recycle your consciousness. Oh my God! Go to hell already. Where you belong, asshole. Hey, no, who else is gonna tell you? Who else is gonna tell you? So anyway, I'm not interested in those topics. Because if those topics were actually had some sort of cohesion behind them, you wouldn't know of them. They would be taken down. If it was so edgy and so anti-system, it's freaking still up everywhere. A freaking 2-year-old can go on the internet and find it. Holy shit! What a badass! So I'm not interested in the ills of the world. I'm not interested in saying, look at these people are. I'm actually not interested in that. I'm really not. Because baby, I'm for real. I've never survived doing that like the fakers. So I'm just not interested in those things. The stuff that I'm interested in, we do very well talking about here, because you're not able to understand unless you know yourself. Just that stuff is, after you've been knowing about it, reading about it, and hearing about it since 05, 04, or whatever the hell, you know? 15 years later, 20 years later, I'm looking at something like the lizards, the Matrix. I'm like, oh. I'm like, holy shit. It's like, what a long career talking about the same thing. I mean, look, soul work is talking about the same thing, but discovering different ways to articulate it, discovering ways that you can put a pattern together that's even beyond language. 20 years later, the guy's talking about lizards! The same shit that he was talking about 20 years before. What, do you think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? No, I'm interested in healing, just like you are. I'm interested in healing. I'm interested in being spiritually prepared for the afterlife. Spiritually prepared to face the end of life in an upward trajectory. It's easier said than done, because it is scary. But it wasn't always scary. Death being scary is a very modern social construct. It's easily arguable because it's been scary for thousands of years, but that's not a long time. A couple thousand years is not a long time. 5,000 years is not a long time. 6,000 years is not a long time. Either it's been tens of thousands or millions of years, or it's been straight up 500 total. Anyway, let's not even get into that too much more. You get what I'm saying? You have to get over that fear in order to leave this place and not leave a curse behind or curse yourself. I'm just thinking out loud. I'd rather think about that than the lizards they'll suck your cock until you're dead. Oh my God. Oh, that's something like James Bond. Anyway, it's been so long, people saying the same stupid bullshit. I'm like, oh my God. Give me something good. Are you joking? I've been around for too long to not see patterns. So, I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I just don't. So to answer your question within 30 minutes, I'm actually not interested in the conspiracy podcast. Who's going to be able to talk about those things in a way that you can build off of? It's always those things are always circular. They're always dead ends. There's always nowhere you can go. There's nowhere nothing. It's always a dead stop. There's the lizards. A lizard blocks your path. What do? You can't escape. Lay siege to it. No, nothing comes in and out. Well, then it eats your fear. That's not hungry anymore. I say the thing and eat my fear. Doesn't even need food? How do we siege the thing? How do you assault it? You can't. You just gotta fucking die. But before you die, tell all your family about the Lizard Kings. Ah! Fuck you. Burn in hell. Just tired of that doom shit. I just can't. I can't. Look. I've talked about this for a while. The people that have that employment. I mean, hey, everyone deserves to do whatever they want. It's fine. But they are worse. They are worse than even the people that they point the finger at. They're even worse. They are worse. Oh, I know all about Dean Radin, dog. I know all about Dean Radin. Oh yeah. I understand. Who would ever believe you about intention and focus and concentration and magic and ritual? Who would ever believe you? Who? Who is willing to even read into it? But you're really better off. I mean, you're better off practicing meditation and focusing on what you want and healing than you are having lizards in your head. That's really it in a nutshell. There. It's a virus. It's a mind virus that they all spread. If you've got lizards on your mind, dude, you've got a virus in your mind. What do you do with lizards? What do we do? Yeah. Well, you gotta revolt. Excuse me, sir, are you asking me to revolt? Excuse me? Why don't you revolt? Why don't you fight the lizards? Instead of just bullshitting everyone for 20, 30 years. Why don't you fight them? Why don't you pick up a frickin' bundle of sticks, frickin' axe head, the laser weapon? Why don't you pick it up and fight the lizards? Go on tour all the time? These people will capture your soul! What a courageous man. I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul. We want what is yours, life! Dude, this isn't Evil Dead. And if it is, you don't counter dead with more dead. You don't go double dead. So I'm not a big fan of that stuff. Who else can even discuss anything important? I mean, everyone's like, did you see there was a voting machine slip? Ha! Stop right there. Are you grateful for family still, whatever, friends being around? You grateful for that? Stop right there on friggin' voting machine. You stop right there. Yeah, but they're gonna do the stimulus. You stop right there. Stimulate this. Did you see that the Supreme Court? Yeah. Give me a one large Supreme. Light sauce, light cheese. One large meat fest, Supreme pepper. Don't give me any shit about Supreme. I'll listen to the Supremes. I'll order from frickin' Supreme Pizza. Are you kidding me? Did you see that China is... What, yeah? I like dragons with long mustaches too. You don't? I do. I have nothing against that. Alright, did you see the medical... Yeah, stop right there. I'd rather worry about the state of the environment in my body, biologically and emotionally and spiritually, than I would about, oh my God, I can't see it. Then turn to Howard Hughes. Wash your hands before you come in here. Give me milk. I'll drink milk and I'll eat peppers. Give me a jar of piss jugs. I ain't going to the bathroom. I'll catch something floating. No way to protect yourself. You can't see it, but it's there. You can't run. You can't hide. It's gonna get you. Know what I say? I'd rather worry about my own environment and how hostile it is to foreign bodies. I think I worry more about that than catching something. Catching wreck is all I'm gonna catch. And I mean good wreck. Good wreck I'm gonna catch. But that's the way I feel about conspiracies. There's plenty of unfinished business, Caesar. Everyone feels it. Everyone feels it.